Hello, Tom. I wanted to respond to your comments on fashion, um, but I don't really want to talk about clothes. Um, but just something occurred to me when I was watching your video, and I don't know if it'll be of interest, but here goes. I've just bought a car, and this car is very much a car of the 21st century, whereas the one that I've exchanged it for was quite old and very much of the late 20th century. By that I mean that this new car that I've got has got not only ABS braking, which my last car had, but it's got traction control and something else that detects if the car is sort of getting into a swerve. And it's run basically by a computer, and like many cars today, that computer then takes overriding control on the wheels to check the rotation of the wheels, and the whole purpose being to give you safer driving in adverse conditions such as wet or ice. Now, this is my point about fashion. I think that fashion can be a bit like the motor racing industry. Now, the motor racing industry, all the Grand Prix cars, I know that advances like traction control and all the rest of it that is developed for family cars today, and the ordinary saloons that people, or MPVs, SUVs, all the rest of it that people drive, develops from what has happened on the track maybe some years ago. And what may seem far out on the racetrack, a few years down the road, so to speak, becomes almost the norm, becomes an extra, or top of the line models, and then filters on down until it comes accepted as a standard part of motor engineering. And I wonder if fashion isn't like that. Now, I think a lot of it is extreme, like a lot of the cars you'll see on a track, and a lot of it is impracticable for various reasons. But there are aspects of it that have been surely incorporated into everyday clothing, however they're styled. I'm just thinking of buttons, zips, the use of different materials, the use of cotton mixes, cotton and elastane to give a more comfortable fit to trousers like jeans. Now all of this probably began life on the catwalk at some stage, and eventually the practical stuff and the really helpful stuff works its way through to the mass market, where the majority of people, by definition, buy their clothes. So yes, I think that some of the things on the catwalk look very silly. I wouldn't wear them myself, but then the designer's looking at me saying, well, we probably wouldn't design anything for you to wear. You know, why not just jump into the nearest sack? That'll do you. So I don't get bent out of shape about it. There's another thing. In our society today, we can point the finger at a lot of industries and say, that's a waste of time, that's a waste of time, that's a waste of time. Bottom line is, it employs people. And people need employment. And it's not evil to produce clothes, even silly looking clothes. Better that than people be unemployed and have no income and no means of support. So there we are. I think that, as I say, my car analogy may bear some scrutiny. In other words, the clothes that I'm wearing today may at some time have originally been on a catwalk, strange as that may seem. But there we are. And black shirts, that's very, very Italian, isn't it? Very Cosa Nostra. So there we are. I guess that we all have our inspiration for what we wear. Cheerio, Tom.